The Akashic Records hold all information, past, present, and future, and are available to assist you now.
Do you seek answers within yourself but don't know if you can trust your intuition? Do you desire positive change in life but feel unsupported by others? Do you suffer from failure to execute but have hit your point of enough? Not only have I been there, but I have found my way out, and so can you. The Akashic Records are your key to understanding any area of stagnation and hold solutions to your greatest challenges. My mission is to teach you everything I know about the Akashic Records, how to use them with mastery, while always staying in beginner's mind, which will keep you humble yet powerful. It's all within you. Come, let me show you.
What have I gained from the Akashic Records? Reading the Akashic Records has strengthened and deepened my intuition, and at the same time allowed me to build a deeper connection with the inner wisdom of my gut and my heart in order to be able to support and challenge the decisions that I've made in my head.
Learning to read the Akashic Records helped me to cultivate the courage and the knowledge to start a new business. It helped guidance become clearer. It helped me become more confident for my entire life moving forward.
Welcome, everyone. I didn't quite have my tuning fork in my hand. The records are now open. Thank you for joining me for the 121 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. We have a guest in the house right now. Micah, the kitten, is joining us too. Welcome. Say hello to me once you get here. If this is the first time that you are joining, let me introduce myself. Let me say hello to you. I'm Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. I am an Akashic Records mentor, which means I work with other visionaries and thought leaders, training them how to exit the world of ordinary mind and tap into the Akashic Record, aka superconscious intelligence. Why do I do this? Why do I love the Akashic Records? Because as I began to encounter the Akashic Records, understand them, and work in my Akashic Records, everything in my life began to make sense. I understood the reason why I was creating what I was creating in my life. Some of it I liked, some of it I didn't, a lot of I didn't in there. If you have miscreated along the way in your journey, meaning found yourself in trauma or drama or repetitive situations that you don't want to be in, we come here to the Earth School to embody these lessons for our soul to learn, and it's challenging, right? When I learned how to tap into the Akashic Records, all of these challenges became much more clear, became clearer to me. I understood myself. I understood why my soul chose to take on these challenges and lessons. I was able to understand the gift within the wound, and that's what allows us to heal. All right, anybody got stuff in your life right now that you want to heal, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, maybe it's your relationship with your finances, your relationship with your health. The human genome is designed to self-heal in all areas. And it can be really challenging to know how to do that. The records just broke it down. So I got really excited. Furthermore, the records also allow us to tap into our own unique creative genius. They allow us to see our soul mission, how we get to serve here on the planet. And they help to activate our gifts and skills, which not only include cool things like your psychic skills, telepathy, dreams that you have. Hi, Nancy Smith. But also your skills to change your behavior, to change your identity, to create differently. All right, so here's what to expect today. We are going to jam in our Akashic Records. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of what the Akashic Records are, how they work so that we can all play in the same sandbox together. But truly the best way to experience the Akashic Records is go for a test drive. We're going to test them out today. I want to invite you to ask questions, start lighting up my chat box with questions, especially if you are a regular follower here. I just put in the comments some ideas for questions for you, all right? So if you follow along, if you know the drill, if it's not your first rodeo here at the Akashic Academy, start lighting up my chat box with questions while I give the high-level overview of what the records are, how they work for our new friends, okay? If you're new, if this is the first time you're here, let us know that you are tuning in for the very first time. What are the Akashic Records? The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. Okay? This is not a physical book that we read. It is esoteric. It is a realm of consciousness that is not here in the physical plane. However, we'll talk about a little caveat to how the Akashic Records really are here in the physical plane. Okay, but this is a realm of consciousness that we can learn to tap into to download information. It's also known as superconscious intelligence. If you grew up Southern Baptist or any other kind of religion like me and you studied the Bible, you've had an encounter with your Akashic Records. In the Bible, it's called the Book of Life. It's also just something that Jesus writes your name in once you get saved. Or this is how it was, this is how I interpret it through my experience in the church, is that the Book of Life is what Jesus writes your name in when you go forward in church and you say, I accept Jesus as my Savior, and they baptize you and you become an official Christian. Then your name goes in the Book of Life. That's what I was taught growing up in my own studies of what the Book of Life truly is. It's the realm of superconscious intelligence. It's God mind. It holds a record of our soul through all of our journey, not just the past, present, future of this lifetime, but the past, present, and future of our soul. Okay? The records work by what's known as invitation only, which doesn't mean only certain ones of us can tap in. Truly, every human on the planet can tap in. It's another reason why I do what I do, is I had such an amazing experience recognizing there's this higher mind that we can tap into and things start to make sense. We no longer have to stay stuck. Can tap into self-leadership, connecting to source, and allowing ourselves to be led by unseen guidance. Whew, it's powerful. Every human has the ability to do this, and this is one of the great esoteric secrets that has been hidden. This is knowledge and power that has been hidden because the stakes are high. It stands to release humanity from slavery constructs, the constructs of the 3D that keep us oppressed and playing small, not realizing our power. And there are top few in a hierarchy, in a system that's operating here on this planet that benefit from the mass majority of people staying in oppression. And here's the good news. We are at a time of evolution here on the planet where that is shifting. We are waking up. Your soul has volunteered to be here, to be part of the mission where you wake up and you take your power back. You take your power back in your real life right now. It does not mean that you have to go protest. You can if you want. We definitely, being aligned to causes and commitment and devotion to cause and community is important. All right. But do not dismiss doing the work with your own self and in your own family. That's where we all have accountability to do this work. Okay. So what does it mean that the records work by invitation only? It means the records are only going to give you the information that you're ready to receive. How do they know what we're ready to receive? That's when we start asking questions. Okay. This is why I shared some question ideas here for you. And you can ask other questions besides this, but this is how I love using the records for instantaneous wisdom, guidance, clarity in life, because the opportunity to shift, change, to step into a new timeline, it's not, you don't have to wait for it. You don't have to wait for some amazing galactic alignment, which, by the way, when it's coming, I'm going to talk to you about that. Every single moment in the now, you have an opportunity to shift into a higher timeline if you know how to navigate. You following me? Send some love likes hearts across the screen if you're following me. Type yes in the comments if you're following me. All right. So I am going to start taking questions now. I'm going to invite you to receive the intelligence, even if it's not your question. The guides will bring through an insight, a channeling, and awareness that it will be helpful for all of us. So when you feel the resonance happening within your body. You feel the clairsentience going off. You get a hunch. This is for you. It is. Please receive it as wisdom, guidance, key codes for you. I also know that your higher self has brought you into this space, your intuitive self, for the purpose of expansion. There is something that you get to hear today that allows you to think differently, that pings something in your mind, even if you go into resistance. But thinking differently is the fundamental key to shifting every single thing in our life. So I am holding that intention that gets to come forward for you today. One more thing that I just want to say, the Akashic Records are a cumulative space. So every time you spend time here with me, because you could be anywhere, whether you're watching now or whether you're watching on the replay, every single time you are here, you are getting an expansion of your bandwidth and an activation of your DNA. All right, let's rock and roll. Kimberly Griffiths. Hi, Emily. I am looking at the way I run my holistic business, and I'm feeling I need more collaborations. Kimberly, right on. Collaborations are huge, Kimberly. Anytime that we can bring in the idea of collaboration over competition, if you notice yourself saying those words or thinking those things, those thoughts and frequencies are thought forms that are coming to us from the 5D, from the dimensional frequency of heaven on earth. Remember when I said the opportunity to jump timelines is all around us, okay? Jumping timelines or quantum leaping is a really woo-woo, fun, mystical, magical way, airy-fairy kind of way to say you changed your vibrational frequency, so new things became possible for you, okay? That's how we jump timelines or we move into a parallel reality, is you shift your vibrational frequency. How simple is it to shift your frequency? Your thoughts shift it, your emotions shift it. But most of us are operating on default mode, so we're not seeing that opportunity. All right. Again, the 5D, the opportunity to shift is all around us. Keys, collaboration. Okay. If you notice yourself thinking about this or feeling that this is the right next step for you, or maybe you are interpreting this idea of collaborations in your personal relationships right now, yes, this is an area to pay attention. Bring more energy and attention to collaborating. Oh, dude, something really good came in. All right. This was earlier today, and this was actually for someone in the film industry that I'm working with. Some downloads we're hitting. They're applicable here. All right, how many of you are familiar with storytelling, by the way? Man versus man, man versus nature, man versus himself, man versus God. There are basically there are those set of circumstances that we can create a story, thematic story within, and that's what we're taught, right? Here's what the guides brought into for me today. What about man collaborates with God, or woman collaborates with God. Woman collaborates with herself. Man collaborates with himself. Man collaborates with woman. Woman collaborates with woman. Man collaborates with man. Interesting, right? We've been taught that there's only man versus or woman versus. But what about when we look at the light aspect of that? We know from the 7 Hermetic principles that everything is vibrational frequency. And a vibrational frequency can exist in its shadow form, or it can exist in its highest form of light and truth. Okay, so the guides are inviting you to try this on, Kimberly. Try on what it looks like to say, all right, woman collaborates with woman. Woman collaborates with God. Just try that on and see how it shifts your thoughts. Okay, we're gonna open up a transmission and energy healing for us all to receive more opportunities for divine collaboration. All right, for soulmate level collaboration. And I actually feel like the vast majority of our interactions are soulmate interactions. Our souls have agreed to show up together at a certain point in the time-space continuum to learn lessons, to help each other grow, okay? And I'll also say that I'm seeing a shift of, as we're moving out of those lessons those relationships that we come into, to catch the frick up because our soul is behind. Those are the very challenging ones. And we're ready for ones of more conscious collaboration and creation. So just something cool to note there is definitely seeing a shift in the thought paradigms that are coming through with relationships. Kimberly, one more thing that I want to speak on around business. And then we're going to go into an activation. But the thing that I wanted to share on business personally for me is I'm looking at, rather than building new things, although we just built a new program for 2025. But order of operations being massively important. So rather than building more, looking at how we're doing things and how we can restructure. Okay. Cool. All right, so we're going to bring in an activation right now that's going to open up a gateway for opportunity. If you would like to receive this activation, type yes in the comments for me. Let me just drop in and see where the guides want us to focus our energy so that we can receive it. Yes, they want us to move into the sacral chakra. This is the area of the womb, the reproductive organs, our sexual organs. Sacral chakra controls our creative energy, our life force energy. It's the dial. You can look at it as the dial, right? Challenge is this chakra also stores unprocessed emotion. So if you've got a lot of unprocessed emotion in your life, you can block your ability to open up and channel powerful life force energy. Okay. So just want you to know what area we're working in, because when we tend to work in that area, if you have blockages, let's say you've shoved down an emotion, you've stored it, it will likely resurface and invite you to face and feel, which doesn't mean you have to wallow around it in a whole lot. You just need to be present with it, have yourself a good cry or be mad, go to the top of a mountain, scream fuck off the mountain, throw some rocks, get it out of your body. Okay. All right. So we're going to bring in this energy of collaboration, opening up our divine soulmate collaborations that allow us to grow with fun, ease, joy, excitement. If you want to know what it looks and feels like to collaborate from the space of your highest self, collaborating with others who desire to collaborate from their higher self, you can say yes right now. Ooh, powerful. All right, good stuff. All right, while I'm thinking about it here, let's talk about this galactic alignment that's coming on Saturday. Holy cow. Is it 7 of our planets that are going to be in alignment in the sky? Will open up a powerful gateway for rewiring. If you are into astrology and you, let me see if it's still in the that one there. Nope. Okay, I have a little invitation for you guys. If you're into astrology, if you feel like you lack community and you don't have anything to do to celebrate this amazing astrological, this celestial experience that will happen this Saturday, I want to invite you to come join me and some of my really cool friends. All right, let me grab the link. My friends Leonka and Jenneth, the ladies over at Haute Hustle. I hung out with them yesterday for the morning mystic show. Ridiculously powerful activations came in, and they are hosting a summit this Saturday. I love hanging out with these women. Like I said, there's a synergy that they invite forward of powerful activations just because they're so devoted and dedicated to their own crafts. And they have a special event that you can come to. So I just put the link up there. Here's the link to come join if you want to come join for the Rewire event on Saturday. All right, let's dive into some more questions here. Hi, Emily. What does it mean when I see light beings when I meditate in the astral realm? Right on, Terry. Let's give Terry some love like hearts across the screen. Thank you for asking, Terry. Let's see what the guides have to say about that. The guides are saying that you're opening up your clairvoyance, your clear inner vision, and becoming more comfortable with your ability to see. And the guides are warming you up because the next thing that will happen is you'll begin to see them in the 3D plane, in the real world. And that can be kind of a little shocking, a little scary. The guides are very mindful. Not only interdimensional beings, guides, higher light beings, I'll also say our extraterrestrial friends, the aliens that are out there. Anybody ever see some aliens? Give me an alien emoji if you have ever seen a ship or the driver of a ship in the comments. All right. But our extraterrestrial friends, our intergalactic, interdimensional friends are very mindful about how they show up. Our loved ones, for that matter, too, our loved ones who have crossed. They're very mindful about showing up and triggering fear responses, because that fear energy, it's known as luge. Right on. My peeps showing up in the house today. I love it. It's a really negative energy. It's like, just think about like polluting the oceans. Think about like dumping oil in the oceans. Think about massive pollution of the earth environment and energy. So they don't want to contribute in any part of that. All right. If you've seen the movie Monsters, Inc., that definitely explains this concept. So what I'm finding is that the guides, the interdimensional ascended masters, light beings who are here working with us, who are helping us, are warming us up. So we start to see this in not only our meditation, and it's really easy to dismiss in your imagination when you're meditating. All right. I do have a practice coming in that I'll share with you, with everyone. Okay. But just wanted to acknowledge it's very easy to dismiss those light beings in our imagination. But the purpose is so that we can start to get ready to see them and not be scared when they show up here now. Here's how they're showing up here now. Hang on one second, guys. I'm afraid I'm going to forget some stuff. I'm going to tell you the here and now. I'm going to show you that exercise. And then we're going to do one for your inner vision too. Okay. Okay. Ooh, we get into school today. Thank you so much, Terry, for, again, asking this question, because it's inviting us into an activation of our skills. It's going to be fun. If you're having fun, you ready to activate some skills, give me a yes in the comments. Oh, James, too, saw some SSP. That's the Secret Space Program. All right. I'm not going to derail too much into that. That's a whole other topic that we can talk about sometime, but I'm with you guys on that one. All right, so we're going to get into Jedi school right now. Here's what the guides would love everybody to know, is that especially with this galactic alignment that we are about to experience, the veils will be very thin, which means the possibility of seeing into the interdimensional realms is even higher. So here's what happens, all right? When the guides, the beings, the masters, your loved ones, when they're showing up right now, generally we see them in our peripheral vision. Think about your eyes. Okay, we got convex, concave stuff going on here in the eyes. In your peripheral vision, because of that convex, concave nature, we're seeing different frequencies of light, and the light's bending different ways. We're seeing into different dimensions. So perhaps you can notice or remember a time over the last 24, 48 hours when you might have seen a flash of light out of the corner of your eye, or you might have seen a shadow. And what happens when we see that out of the corner of our eye? We turn to look at it, but our field of vision changes. So when we're seeing it out of the peripheral, but then we turn our field of vision and we're no longer seeing out of the peripheral, right? And then we get scared and we're like, oh my gosh, there must be a ghost in my house. Learn to train your peripheral. So hands out in front of you, gaze over the top of your fingers. Keep your eyes forward as you move your hands out. Find the point where your hands disappear. Okay. Find the edge right there and just train your peripheral, wiggling the fingers up and down. Doing this for about 15 seconds a day is awesome and will help you turn on those senses. Okay. Now, actually, before I go too fast, was that helpful? Let me know in the comments. Send some love like hearts or tell me yes in the comments. That was helpful. All right, so now let's talk about our inner vision. Invite everybody to close your eyes. Get really still. Unless you're driving, make a note to come back and do this later, or duplicate yourself, your consciousness, send yourself over on some mountain to practice and meditate and come back to this later. I invite you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths, get nice and still. And then see if you can focus in on the different layers of what you're actually seeing when you're closing your eyes. So when I do that, the first thing I see color, magenta pink, so strong. It's a lot of heart energy, unconditional love energy. All right, but then I can also see dark, like shadow, almost like shapes. Maybe as I really look in, let my focus narrow in on these dark shapes. Some of them move, some of them are still. I'm just noticing, right? All right, see if you can focus in a little bit more and then begin to notice perhaps what looks like static on a TV, an old TV screen, the black and white static. Okay, so these are at least 3 layers. Got my eyes watering a little bit there. At least 3 layers of interdimensional reality that we can see with our eyes closed. All right, so practicing when we're awake and we're not in a meditative state. I mean, you can practice this in a meditative state too. Practicing it will put you into a meditative state. But doing this will help to begin to adjust your inner eyes to the different dimensions that are available for us to see. Does that make sense? Cool. All right, so that was the activation there, a little bit of Jedi teaching. Let's send some love, likes, hearts across the screen for Terry, if that was helpful for you. All right, Savon says, how can I have a conscious relationship between myself, my partner, and a close friend who is spiritually connected to us in a harmonious way without being polygamous? Whoo, that's definitely a question for the records. All right, let me tap in. Whew. Okay, the first thing that the guys want to speak on is polygamy or polyamory when you're in a plural relationship. Actually, I'm not sure if plural relationships are the exact same as polygamy or polyamory. Sometimes the different suffix on the end of the word changes things a little bit, and I don't want to. I will just say I'm ignorant if there's differences, minute differences there. Here's what and the records can only speak through me, through my experience. All right. But here's what I am picking up very clearly about the records is that polyamory, plural relationships are ways that relationships are experienced in other star systems and other places here on the planet, for that matter, outside of the norm. And there are certain reasons why. All right. Now, granted, they present certain challenges, especially to the human here on this planet, dealing with the current constructs that we have. I mean, the modern day human, the vast majority of us, we've got abandonment issues, especially if you are a returned starseed from Atlantis or Lemuria, and you were here during the time when we lost the entire civilization. Oh, this makes me emotional. There are a lot of abandonment wounds, and it doesn't show up of usually like, yes, I was in Atlantis and Lemuria and I'm holding the abandonment wound. No, it looks like my parents left me, or I'm afraid in relationships and I feel like I'm going to get left, right? It incarnates with us and looks very, it's very pop culture in terms of our soul. It's going to play out and be a trend that we experience in the now, if that makes any sense. All right, so we all have these abandonment issues, which make it really hard to practice any kind of other relationship, which is why I think that thought form, that invitation to explore other ways that relationships can work is so important. And Savon, that's where the guides are bringing me next is they want to honor you for be pioneering and being on the forefront of figuring out what these new paradigms are going to look like. Because we need new paradigms for relationships, money, education, government, like pretty much everything. But here's the deal. I mean, you likely have heard this before. Send me some love locked hearts across the screen if you have heard this before. Necessity is the mother of invention. Tell me what you think that means. Necessity is the mother of invention. Let me know in the comments what that means. I'm going to come back to it. And how does that apply in the modern day landscape of changing paradigms? Okay. All right. So back to you, Savan. First of all, it's important that you recognize that you are a pioneer on the forefront of an ever-changing landscape, and that this is a divine mission that you've been given to figure out, all right, what do we do? I'm also hearing from the guides to look at, but like before you actually figure out, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to solve the problem. You want to do research, the guides are saying, meaning contemplate in your mind, ask the records, ask your higher self. What would it look like if humanity were, if we were able to let our guard down and love everyone, be in love with everyone? And that doesn't necessarily mean that we have romantic relationships with everyone. But what would it look like if we had a world that operated through that construct? And it's going to begin to open up your mind to see worlds that function differently, which is where you're going to get the morphing of ideas. Okay? Make sense? Cool. I hope education is reformed. Well, you know, me too. And the Akashic Records are part of that reform, because this allows us to tap in and get self-knowledge, self-leadership. So good. Cool. Okay, good. Savan, this is landing. Thank you. Cool. You feel that Pleiadian Lemurian. Oh, this is really interesting, Savan, too. I know that we're a little bit over here, guys. Stay tuned, though, if you're having fun, especially. So the main beef of the Lemurian Palladian timeline looks like differences in how they saw humanity moving forward. The Lemurians were very much holding the codes and the connection of nature, staying in balance with nature, while the Atlanteans very much value technology and how technology can move us forward. Okay, and obviously we have to find the balance in those two. But it's interesting to see that you're, Savan, that it's like you're picking up where you left off thematically, bringing those themes, those constructs, those ideas into harmony and balance in our modern day society, which is very, very cool. All right, one more thing that I am so excited to share with you all. Actually, I'm not going to plug that in the comments. I'm going to go to, okay, if you're watching on Instagram, I don't think you're going to, actually, you might be able to see it. I'm wrong. That happens every now and then. All right, hang on. I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. I have been working on something with my team that I am ridiculously excited to launch. It is a brand new program called Heal Your Life. It is a 4-week live immersion training, everything that you can access on social media, on Facebook, and it's a little bit of a masterpiece. All right, so if you are someone who, let me make this big. If you are ready for breakthrough and the limits holding you back, you want to access the life you were meant to live, this is more than a course. It's an initiation into the extraordinary. It's for you if you're a visionary, thought leader, or creative who feels stuck and craves clarity. If you're ready to heal emotional wounds and release patterns that no longer serve you. You want to connect deeply to your soul mission, aligned to your purpose. You're curious about accessing the records. You want to be part of a valuable and inspiring community of change makers. This is for you. All right. So in this, I'm just going to scroll quickly here. You can come back. I'm going to leave you the link of what you can get. Oh, yeah. Price point. Freaking amazing. What is it that I wanted to show you guys? Yep. Here's what I wanted to go specifically over. You're going to unlock the wisdom of the Akashic Records. You're going to use them every single time we show up to class. You're going to walk away with self-healing techniques that help you release emotional blockages. I'm going to give you the top techniques that have worked for me. Also going to teach you how to amplify your power by using vortex energy. And we've got special attention for you guys on tapping into your next steps and understanding your soul mission so that you can take action. All right. I'm leaving you that link right now. Oops, that's not the right one. Let me go back and get it. I so look forward to welcoming you all in this space. It starts in February. There will be replays if you aren't able to join us live. And for those of you who have trained with me before, in the space of Learn to Read the Records, check your email. We have a special ticket to heal your life coming for you. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Almost forgot. Necessity is the mother of invention. What does that mean? Let me see who. All right, you all said makes sense. You said thank you. James says connect with everyone's source within all sources. I want to circle back to this one because this is important. Feeling more awake people are realizing we need less. Okay, we're going to go back to the idea of necessity is the mother of invention, because I want you all to see yourself as change makers, as difference makers, thought leaders, visionaries here on the planet. When your life goes wrong and you are in the breakdown, that's when transformation happens. Okay? When you look at your life and you say, this isn't working, that's necessity. That is what fuels resourcefulness. Invite that into your life. Do not run from that. If you have the opportunity, it's like a stargate, it's a portal opening up. Necessity is the mother of invention. The reason that we are having so many challenges right now in our personal lives, with our families, and we're experiencing a lot of good too. But these areas of challenge, this is where the data gets invited forward for us to create the new paradigms. Like Savon, I'm looking at my life. I need something different to work here. I might have to create it. There are no normal paradigms that say, this is how to do it. This is okay. We got to keep our thoughts based in love, our actions based in love and compassion, and we have to find new ways to help ourselves and each other. And the necessity, the breakdown in our life is what invites forward that wisdom and intelligence. All right? So lean in. All right, I love you all. If this has served you today, please share this out. And I'm excited to see you back here next week. All right.
My first experience with the Academy was a one-day workshop, and I made such a profound shift in that one day that I knew I would work with her. Working with Emily this week has been profound and amazing, and the way she presents it, if you listen, you get it.